Hello guys, welcome to today's tutorial and welcome to my channel. So in this tutorial today, I will be teaching you how to partition your hard disk without formatting your system. Okay, so for instance, you want a backup on your system, and okay, let me show you my system right here. So if I go to my PC, I only have local disk C. Okay, so I don't have a backup on this particular system. So in case a virus or anything happens to this system, then I'm going to lose all my files. So at times you may need to format your system so that you can create another partition for your backup. Okay, so in this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to partition your hard disk without needing to format your system. Okay, we all know that during the formatting of your system you can partition your hard disk the way you like it, and some people, you may not know that even while you're not formatting your system, you can do the same thing. Okay, so without formatting your system, you can partition your hard disk. So that is exactly what I'm going to be teaching you in this tutorial today. Okay, so I have one partition here and my hard disk is 465 gig hard disk. So I want to make a partition from it. So here I click on my PC to get to this place, then I click on manage. Okay, I'm using Windows 10 operating system. Okay, so whichever operating system you are using, just navigate your way to disk manager. Okay, so I'm clicking on disk manager. Okay, so this is disk management. So now on the disk management here, I have the recovery. This one is created automatically during the format of your system, and I have another one here. Okay, so all these ones, 499 MB, 100 MB, those ones just ignore. So this is the only useful partition that is here, which is my drive C. Now if you are finding it difficult to get to this place, let me show you a shortcut. Okay, I know that on Windows versions have this search bar. Okay, so for Windows 8 you'll be seeing it on the top right corner. Okay, so for Windows 7 you will see it on the bottom left corner. For the Windows 10 also it is on the bottom left corner. So I'm going to type partition. So whichever operating system you are using, just type partition, then this will come up, create and format hard disk partition. So I'm clicking on it, then it will take me to the same environment, disk management environment. Now I have this partition and I want to create another partition from this partition. What I have to do is to left click on it first, then right click on it and come to string volume. Then you can see this one will come up, querying volume. This is the available volume that you can shrink. The total size is here, which is 47 gig. Don't forget that we have other partitions which are for recovery and other things. Now we have 383,158 MB. That should be about 380 something gig. So if I want it to be 200 and something gig, I will change this to 2. So I click on shrink. Okay, so I'm shrinking this volume. So originally I'm having 465. Now it has shrunk 276 gig unallocated. You can see this is the new partition that is created, and this one that was 450 something before is now 188. Now if I go to my disk list, it is not still going to be there. You can still see I'm having only local disk C. Why? Because this one is not yet active. You can see it is unallocated. So what I have to do now is to right click on it again and click on new simple volume. I click on it, then I click next. Okay, then I click next again, click next again. Then I can name my volume here. I can name it backup if I don't want it to be just new volume. Okay, let me name it backup. So then I click next again and I finish it up. Okay, then it will format that partition. Note that nothing is in that partition for now, it is empty, so it will format the partition. And if I go to my list of disks here, let me go to this PC, you can see that the new partition that I created is available. That is 276 gig, and if I come here, you can see it is 276 gig. So for instance, I mistakenly shrink 276 instead of 176. I now discover that this one is too small. This 188 is too small for me. So what I can do is to right click on this new volume and delete the volume. So if I delete this volume, it will delete. Okay, now it has come back to unallocated. So if I go to the list of disk, you can see it has been removed, it has disappeared. Then since it is not allocated, I can come back to my drive C here, right click on it and click on extend volume. Okay, so then I click next. Okay, and I click next again. So this volume here is equals to this volume here. So I click next and click next again. Then as you can see, the partition that we created has been removed and it is now back to drive C, which is 465 gig. Let us repartition again. So now this time around, I want it to be 100 and something gig. I don't want it to be 200 and something gig. It is querying volume, available space. Now it is 380 something gig. So I want it to be 100 and something gig. So let me change this 3 to 1. Then I click on shrink. Now it has shrink and it has shrinked 178 gig unallocated, which means if I go to my disk list, I'm not going to see it because I have not allocated it. Okay, it has removed it from local disk C, but it is not allocated. So I need to right click on it again and click on new simple volume and click next. Okay, and click next again, click next again. Then I name it. I want to name it backup as usual. So I name it backup. You can give it any name you want, but as for me, I'm just naming it backup and click next and finish. Okay, so it is formatting. Yeah, now it is ready. I have backup 178 and I have the main partition to be 276. So if I check it now, you can see my local disk is there, which is 286, and the backup is 178. So anything that happens to this local disk C, maybe during this time I'm surfing the internet, the system contact virus, I can be sure that all files in my backup is safe. So if you have been worried, like you just have a partition of file and you need a backup, instead of using your flash to back up your data, which your flash may not be able to contain so much data. So just create a partition like this without formatting your system and back up your data. Alright guys, that will be all for this tutorial. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to the channel. I have other tutorials that are very useful and they are going to be very beneficial to you. So see you in my next tutorial.